Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches: Arizona Diamondbacks vs Milwaukee Brewers, Oakland Athletics vs Colorado Rockies, and New York Mets vs San Diego Padres, which are happening on Saturday, June 5, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours and hours of your time searching the internet for some fake betting predictions and losing your money because of it. Join High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advices instantly. Merrill Kelly gave up 9 hits and 5 runs over 6 2/3 innings in a loss to the Mets on Monday in his last outing. Kelly gave up 4 of his runs off the bat of Pete Alonso as he singled home 2 and walloped a 2-run homer off him in the 7th. He also gave up an RBI single to Jacob deGrom. The 32-year-old struck out 6, and also walked 2 in a below-average outing that pushes his ERA above 5 on the season. It is worth pointing out that Kelly was excellent in his previous 2 outings, and had compiled 3 consecutive quality starts before this clunker. Milwaukee has played solid ball of late with 6 wins in their last 7 games, and facing an Arizona team with nothing going on in a positive direction works favorably for them. Woodruff has been dealing all season long, and his ability to keep hitters off balance is going to be beneficial against an Arizona team that has struggled at the plate for long stretches. The Diamondbacks are hitting just .224 with runners in scoring position on the season, and they're facing a pitcher that leads the majors in hits allowed, 4.2 per 9 innings, and whip. Milwaukee won for the 6th time in 7 games as they earned the victory in the opening game of this series Thursday night. The Brewers entered Friday 3rd in the NL Central, 2 games behind the Cubs for the division lead. On Thursday, Milwaukee got 2 hits from Jackie Bradley Jr. as he was the lone player with more than 1. Avisail Garcia, Christian Yelich, Bradley Jr. and Luis Urias each homered in the victory. Brett Anderson threw 4.1 innings, allowing 3 runs on 8 hits with 1 walk and 1 strikeout, though he didn't factor in the decision. Brent Suter, 6-3, earned the win in relief as he threw 1.2 scoreless innings, allowing 2 hits with 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. My betting advice for that game is to pick Milwaukee Brewer. Cole Irvin will make his 12th start of the season tonight against Colorado. The lefty has thrown 63.1 innings this season, allowing 29 earned runs, 7 home runs, and 67 hits while walking 11 and recording 45 strikeouts. He carries a 3.18 FIP and a 1.232 whip into Coors Field tonight. Opponents have batted .266 against him, with a .300 BABIP and a 37.5% hard hit rate. In Irvin's last start, he allowed 4 earned runs and 6 hits over 6 innings in a loss to the Angels. Irvin is now 0-4 in his last 5 starts. The Rockies have one of the worst run-scoring defenses in baseball, and opposing teams are averaging 8.26 hits per game in their home building. They'll have their hands full with an A's team doing their best offensive work on the road. The hitting is contagious for the A's, and they clearly have the power to change the course of a game at the drop of a hat. But Colorado can get hot as well at home. Even in Friday's loss, they were still able to rack up 5 runs against the A's, which was close to what they're averaging at home this season. So Cole Irvin, 4.12 ERA, will have his work cut out for him when starting on the mound on Saturday. It has been an ugly run over his last 3 outings, with him allowing 4+ runs in all of those games. That should make for a scary meeting against the Rockies. It could be game over if he implodes early. The A's bullpen has been excellent so far this season, posting a 13-4 record with 14 saves. a 3.85 ERA and a 1.273 WHIP. The relief corps has worked 189.1 innings, allowing 81 earned runs on 168 hits while walking 73 and recording 172 strikeouts. Kyle Freeland will make his third start of the season tonight against the A's. In both his starts, he has lasted just 4 innings. Against the Pirates last time out, but the 28-year-old is still working his way back from missing a significant portion of the season with a shoulder injury. This will be his third game back on the mound, and it'll be interesting to see if he settles in a bit on Saturday. It'll be a tough matchup against an A's team that smacked the seams off the ball when John Gray was the starter. Freeland is throwing a 4.50 ERA in only 8 innings of work so far this season. If he can keep things respectable, then the Rockies should have a fighting chance offensively. Cole Irvin has suffered through a rough pitching stretch in his last 3 outings, and the Rockies are capable of ruining his night. They're coming into the game averaging 5.97 runs per game with a .297 BABIP. You can expect their bats to be very active in this matchup. Freeland allowed 3 earned runs and 5 hits while walking 4 and striking out 1 hitter. Freeland carries a 4.63 FIP and a 2.000 WHIP into tonight's matchup. In his limited work, batters have hit .310 against him, with a .391 BABIP and a 37.5% hard hit rate. My betting advice for that game is to pick Oakland Athletics, -140. The New York Mets are second in team ERA to only San Diego. New York's team ERA is 3.17, while the WHIP is 1.17, which is 6th best in baseball. Opposing hitters are averaging only .220 at the plate against New York pitching. As mentioned earlier, Mets ace DeGrom will start on the mound Saturday. New York found themselves trailing by 4 early on, and were able to battle within a single run but could not get the equalizer in the 4-3 loss to the Padres. James McCann attempted to lead the comeback with a 2-run homer, his 5th of the year. Billy McKinney had the other RBI for the Mets. Taijuan Walker had a tough outing, allowing 3 earned runs on 7 hits in 5.0 innings. San Diego is 10th in runs per game at 4.69 and first in runs allowed per contest at 3.38. They are third in run differential at 1.31. The Padres are hitting .238, 14th overall, and they are 21st in home runs per game at 1.03. I get that odds makers are looking at New York starting DeGrom and believing it is an absolute victory for the Mets, but I also look at the fact that he has lost 2 games this season. When your team does not score runs for you, it does not matter how good you are. That is the dilemma that the Mets find themselves in. San Diego will start Joe Musgrove. The right-hander is 4-4 with a 2.08 ERA in 11 games, 10 of which were starts. Musgrove was outstanding in his last 2 starts, allowing 1 total hit in 9.2 innings, and he has allowed 3 total hits over his last 3 starts, a span of 16.2 innings pitched. He has not allowed a run in his last 19 innings. The right-hander is 4-2 with a major league leading 0.71 ERA and has 82 strikeouts. New York is 3-0 in DeGrom's last 3 starts, and over that span, the right-hander has allowed 2 runs on 6 hits in 16 innings with 23 strikeouts and 3 walks. On the mound, San Diego has performed even better than at the plate, as the Padres have the best team ERA in baseball at 2.85, the 3rd best WHIP at 1.11, and opposing hitters are averaging only .206 at the plate against Padres pitching, which is 2nd best in baseball. Yu Darvish has a team best 6 victories and a team high 84 strikeouts. San Diego will hand the ball to right-hander Joe Musgrove, who this season is 4-4 with a 2.08 ERA and 79 strikeouts. It seems like years ago that Musgrove threw a no-hitter against the Texas Rangers on April 9th. They may really struggle to score against Musgrove, who has been brilliant over his last 3 starts. Realistically, if he gives up 1 or 2 runs in this game, he likely is going to win. San Diego has an outstanding lineup, and Tatis is on an MVP pace right now. My betting advice for that game is to pick the San Diego Padres plus 115. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.